kicking off episode 24 of Tornado Talk, we have a very special guest for the first time in a long time. We are bringing back a football player for Baylor Macaulay Week, the one and only starting offensive lineman, E.J. Smith.
Welcome, EJ.
Yes, sir. Glad to be here.
So I guess for those of you who have not had the privilege of meeting EJ,
Nay, the pleasure of meeting EJ.
the pleasure of meeting EJ. He is a senior day student.
Yep.
Well, man, this mic stinks.
Hold on, just jiggle the thing. There you go. That came out wrong. Sorry, Boo.
Sorry, Mr. Roberts. For those of you who have not had the pleasure of meeting E.J. Smith, he is a senior day student from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Absolutely wonderful guy. We've had the pleasure to share a couple classes together, I think.
Yes.
Great guy, hardworking. Really what you look for in a Macaulay, man. So we're super excited to have EJ on the show. EJ, have you... No, we're cutting that out. We're not doing that
I got this. All right, ready? All right, EJ. How we always start an episode of Tornado Talk, we play this game called Quickfire. So we're going to give you just some kind of prompt, and you say the first thing that comes into your head.
All right.
Don't think about it. The first thing that comes to your head.
No pressure.
No pressure at all. But
If you don't answer fast enough, we'll skip it.
we're going to skip, and
All
then
right,
it'll just be, living in shame. Wes, you want to start us off?
I'll start us off. Best Powerade flavor.
Green.
Tight. Front squat or back squat?
Back squat.
Nice. Yes.
Favorite type of wings. And this is a little reference to when you beat Chaplain Dietrich in a wing eating competition.
Oh, Caribbean wings.
Ooh.
Really?
Yeah, I like that answer.
Spicy.
All right.
Spicy.
Favorite class, Macaulay?
Ooh, gotta go with Mr. Cook.
Yeah.
There we go. One of the classes that EG and I share. Love that class.
Yeah.
Next question. Macaulay teacher or coach that is most likely to beat you in arm wrestling.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go with Coach R.
Okay, yeah. Coach R is a beast. He's one of the football coaches. Dude, he's a stud. He's so strong. All right.
He is very strong.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Last one. What NFL player would you compare yourself to?
Ooh, I'm not gonna say like I'm like him, but Quentin Nelson. We do a lot of pulling.
Okay, yeah.
I pull a lot. He pulls a lot. So
I like that answer.
And could you explain what pulling is? Because
So,
quite frankly, I have no clue what
I have
you're
no idea what
talking
you're
about.
talking about. I just think it sounds cool.
So basically, it's like I'm running from where I'm at to the opposite side and going to kick somebody out. So like always like the defensive end. So I'm going to kick him out to make the hole bigger.
Okay, so you're saying that on a run play,
Yeah.
you're creating the gap.
Yeah,
Okay.
That was awesome.
Okay.
getting
I
it
like
started.
that. That was about as good as quickfire gets.
Yeah. I don't know if we've ever had one that
I was
go
about to
that
say,
smooth right
that
off
was
the
really
bat.
smooth.
Yeah.
And speaking of smooth, we have a new segment.
This new segment is called Fill in the
Blank.
Nice. That was awesome.
That was pretty
All
fun.
right. So we'll read you, EJ, we're going to read you the beginning of a statement, and your job is to complete that statement with how it pertains to you. All right, Wes, start us off.
All right, first one. This is kind of funny. It's like in third person. EJ wants people to know that he is
Nice.
nice.
I like that.
I feel like you do a pretty good job communicating
Yeah.
that. EJ's got a big smile. So
Always smiling when you walk
Always
around campus.
Oh
smiling.
yeah.
All right. Next one. The most important part of being a good athlete is...
Working hard.
Yeah, I like that. Dedication.
another
Putting
one.
in the effort.
Another one.
I think that's very true.
Oh yeah.
I would agree. I
Yeah.
would agree. Last one. Oh, this one's kind of easy. The winner of the Macaulay Baylor game this year. Okay, you know what? I'm not asking you that. We're not jinxing it.
No,
We're gonna
knock on
Yeah,
wood.
we'll keep it
Well,
on.
yeah, knock on wood. We're
What
gonna.
the heck is that
we're-
question,
We're
Booth?
cutting it there. We're cutting it there. We all know better than to answer that question.
Not going to jeopardize this game.
Not at all. So I guess kind of moving on, we're gonna dive a little deeper. EJ, we've got some questions for you. David, I'll let you get us started.
All right, EJ. You've played Macaulay football. Oh my gosh, I messed that up. Excuse me, Booth. EJ, you've played football at Macaulay since 6th grade. What is that like? I mean, like, what do you like about committing yourself to something as big as Macaulay football?
Man, Macaulay football, I mean, it means something more, like the relationships and just the people you meet playing. So, like, I mean, I've been playing football for a long time, since I was 4, but playing at Macaulay, there's nothing like it. The Big Blue Brotherhood, just just something about it.
What's one relationship to somebody on the football team that has like changed you in the way you saw yourself as an athlete?
I'm gonna have to go with somebody who actually came back as a coach.
Yeah.
Okay.
Derek Stoudemire.
Nice. Yeah.
So I've known him for a long time. He always helps me to what I can do better, and he's a great man to me.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It's important to have good coaches.
Oh, yeah.
It really
Absolutely.
is. And the relationships with coaches are
Oh my
super
gosh,
valuable. So you mentioned that Macaulay football, very demanding.
Yeah.
That's a big time commitment.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure there have been points where maybe you thought about quitting or giving up, or maybe not so far as quitting,
Yeah.
but you may like walking off the field. Maybe you got hurt or a minor injury and you didn't want to play.
Yeah.
How do you kind of fight that feeling and choose to give it everything you've got? Like you mentioned, being a hardworking athlete.
I would say I would say the standard that Coach Henderson puts in the weight room is
Yeah.
we're gonna work hard and we're not gonna give up.
Yep.
No matter how hard it is, we're gonna keep going.
Yep.
So he put that mentality in us, and we're just and me personally, I'm like, I don't want to stop. Like last Friday, I got injured a little bit, and I was just like, I'm gonna keep going. Like nothing's gonna stop me here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's keep on rocking.
I got a lot of respect for
Yeah.
that. And you mentioned the weight room.
Coach Hendo is unbelievable. To get that, like to be down there in the weight room when weights is happening, it's like you step into a different world.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I think one of the special parts is that you're working out with two other guys.
Yes.
You wanna shout out those two guys?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I'm sure y'all motivate each other.
Actually, I do 3, so I'm gonna go with Trey, John Kirk, and Jetty Miller. Yeah,
Yes,
those are
sir.
my guys.
Shout out to those guys. I know they'll probably all get outlifted by
Oh,
EJ.
yeah. EJ's a beast. Simply
But
put,
they can keep trying. They can keep trying.
they can try.
Do you have any favorite memories from Macaulay football?
I would say the COVID year state championship.
Okay.
So much we went through that year, going through COVID. We all got COVID, and it was just like, even within the season, we were losing games. It didn't look good for us.
Yeah.
We lost a game that we were not supposed to lose. So it was
Yeah.
and then the seniors stepped up and told us we're gonna win. And then I remember the bus ride to Brentwood Academy.
Yeah.
They're this big team, number 1 team in the state. Top ranked in the country. So it was like, man, what are we gonna do? And we came in and beat them. I mean, that was exciting.
Oh yeah.
That was more exciting than the state championship, really.
That was when it turned
Yeah.
around.
Yeah.
That was when it turned around.
I went to that game. That was insane.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember everybody on the bus, like on the bus ride up, as I took the bus. I couldn't drive at that point, but like everyone was like, I don't know. And then like the second we got in the student section and like kickoff, and everybody was just standing up the whole time, going absolutely crazy.
Oh, you know what's funny, man? So this is my sophomore year. So this is my first year starting.
Yeah.
And so I'm on the bus ride sitting there, and I'm looking at the seniors like, man, I don't want to let them down. Like,
Yeah.
this could be their last game. And so we have kind of a tradition where, the offensive line will go on the field before the game and kind of throw passes with each other. And then something just about the whole team came out that day, and we all were in Brentwood's field bonding with each other. And then before the game, I was like, oh, yeah, I think this is the one. We're going to come out here.
Yeah. Do you think that like that special brotherhood that not every school has, do you think that's something special
yes.
about Macaulay football?
Oh, yeah. People you'll see people arguing on the field. Like, y'all, I mean, like, they're always arguing.
Yeah.
Always
Us,
yelling at each
we're
other.
going to get it right. Like, we might argue a little bit, but we know it's love at the end. So it's like, we're going to get it done. Let's work hard together and let's not give up on each other.
I'm about to say, because I play club soccer, and one of the things I notice is a lot of the teams we play against, someone makes a mistake and the whole team just destroys the guy, and you just can't play like that.
Yep.
I don't think a single sport really does that at Macaulay.
Yeah. No, I think that's one of the awesome things about
That's
Macaulay
probably like the biggest
sports.
benefit of being like an athlete at Macaulay. It's just like the team.
No,
Yep.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
You don't really get a lot of that in diving, but like maybe just like a little bit. So
It's okay. Now we're gonna get a little more specific, and we won't go into detail here, so as not to jinx anything. But we're gonna talk about the Baylor game. So knock on wood, Macaulay has won the past 6 years. The game is at Baylor this year.
Yeah.
That's last year was at Finley.
Yep. Well, no, 2 years ago.
2 years ago was Finley.
Yep.
Last year was
Macaulay.
Macaulay, and
That's what you're talking about. You don't have this memorized?
freshman year was Baylor.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I guess first, and this is pretty general, what does this game mean to you? And especially this year, now that you're a senior, you're one of the leaders on the team. Like, what does this look like?
I think to me, it's a big game. I mean, it's not the one that we want to be. I mean, the one we want to be at is in December and want to be in the state championship game. But to me, I got to win this one. Last one.
Yep.
Don't want to keep the streak going. It's like 4 years. I don't want to lose to Baylor. So it means something. I'm glad we're getting to go to Baylor. I mean, beat them on
that environment, too, is crazy.
Their stadium is like, so it's much smaller. So it's
so small.
So it's like the stadium noises is so much louder. It's intense. I love it.
And it's like a bowl, too.
Yeah.
So it's
the acoustics. It's like everything. Like it's like drawn to the center of the field. Can you hear people when they're like you're like in the middle of a play or something? They're screaming at you
all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
What's that like?
Man, sometimes you be like, you look at them, be like. Sometimes I get carried away. You know, we scored a touchdown. Look at their student section. Be like, Like last game, Knox Catholic brought a pretty good student section now, and they was chanting my name when I was coming out for coin toss, and I was just sitting there like, I'd be like, wait till after the game. I can talk my stuff a little bit.
That's awesome. Have you ever? So obviously, there's probably a little smack talk down on the field.
Yeah.
Has there, like, what's the funniest thing someone's ever said? Like, an opposing player has ever said to you?
Oh, I think the funniest thing would be, this actually happened last week.
Okay.
So he was like talking about our Canadians. And so it's like, man, all of them are Canadians. Like somebody was like trying to figure out how many Canadians we had.
Yeah.
And so like all of them were Canadians. And so me being a jokester, I knew a little bit of French. So I was like, let me talk French to him a little bit. I mean, I was laughing. They be laughing too, and it's kind of funny. I love it.
Yeah. That's hilarious. That's really funny. Macaulay has a lot of Canadians on the football team.
Oh yeah.
Almost all of them are in South Hutch too.
Yeah. I think we should teach the Macaulay team all some like French phrases.
Oh yeah.
And y'all can just like go to games and just everyone speak French on the field.
I mean, I tell them like, you talking to the ref, you don't understand. If you want to get a few words off, you don't understand what you're saying.
That's pretty funny. So Baylor Macaulay week, a lot of stuff going on. You've got what's happening off campus, and you've got Spirit Week and all these different themes and activities on campus. What does it look like as a player to focus in that weekend on training, on practice, on preparing for that game, while also kind of enjoying it?
Oh yeah, I would have to say, Coach Potter has this conversation. We actually had it today where we're soldiers and not civilians, so we gotta prepare for the game, get ready for the game, because we know we want to win this game. So I think for me, it's like staying like just keep your eye on the game. Don't worry about all the stuff that's going on off campus. Sometimes you're like, man, I wanna get through the fun and have some fun.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you know what? What's fun is winning that game Friday night and getting to run all over their field and celebrate.
Yep.
That's the real reward.
Yeah.
That's right. No stomping though. No stomping on
the beat.
No stomping on the beat. No stomping on the beat.
We win respectfully, but also like slightly disrespectfully.
For sure.
Shout out Baylor.
I guess kind of last question about Baylor Macaulay week. What's your favorite part of the week that's not the game? Like in the week leading up to it.
You know what? For me, it would have to be. So I'm always playing, so I don't get to be in the student section.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I love to go to GPS games and get to be in the student section.
Yeah.
That's so high.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
So I was like, we've been going to the volleyball games lately, going crazy. Shout out to GPS volleyball team. I love them to death. We've been going to all the games, actually traveling a little bit.
Yeah.
Really?
And it's fun to be in the student section. It's literally so fun. Last week was 4 of us, and we hyped them up as much as we could.
Yeah.
It's our time to get to yell and have fun.
Yeah.
That's right. No, that's actually that's super interesting because I think the student section, that's a super fun part of Macaulay is the student section Friday nights.
I never thought about the football guys. You don't get to be a part of it. Yeah.
But for you guys to be able to the GPS Baylor soccer game,
I will be there.
Yeah. I'm about to say shout out to the Bruisers. Good luck in that game.
Good luck.
Also the volleyball team
and the volleyball team.
Yeah.
So, shout out to them. Let's go.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that they really want us to ask about predictions for the game. Is there anything you could say that we won't have to worry about jinxing anything, or should we just stay away?
I would say it's going to be a dogfight to the end.
Okay,
it's going to be a 4th quarter game. It's going whoever brings the energy all 4 quarters.
Yep.
Well, that's like That's usually how it goes. I mean, I've
Yeah.
seen it like most years. It's like that. I think there was one year it was a total blowout, but like for all the years that I've been at Macaulay and I've
Yeah.
gotten to see these games, like it's been brutal dogfight all the way.
No matter how good each team is,
Yeah.
That's what I was just about
both
to say.
teams bring
Yep.
their best, and their best is always good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So always be a dogfight.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to. I think what's interesting is with the Canadians, they might not have experienced it before,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
but like
Some of the new Canadians.
rivalry week, I'm
Oh
sure
my
gets
gosh.
them in it.
You will know the Sunday leading up to the game. I mean, when the flags start rolling around, you know it's big.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they don't get to see that, but like going off campus, you see Macaulay everywhere.
You
see
start
them
hanging the
everywhere.
flags off bridges and stuff. Yeah.
You know it's wild.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's downtown Chattanooga turns
my
into
gosh.
Baylor, Macaulay. Like you see posters and flags, and people have flags on the back of their cars.
Yeah, it gets crazy.
It's awesome. It is awesome. So moving on to our closing game. By the way, it's been a pleasure.
Oh, yeah.
We're not done yet.
I'm glad to
We're
be
not
here.
done
Oh,
yet.
yes.
we
We're
ain't
not
done
done
yet.
yet. This one's a little bit, into the school day. We have some trivia almost.
A little bit of trivia question.
Little game we like to
Yeah.
call Guess That Teacher.
Oh,
You
Yeah.
know, harmonize it.
Yeah.
There we go. So we've got 5 facts for you, and you get one guess.
all right.
Only one.
Only one.
Only one.
All right, David.
All right. I'll start with the first one. We're going to transition back and forth, Wes. All right, here we go. This teacher has hugged a kangaroo.
This teacher spent 2 weeks in the Appalachian.
Appalachian.
I genuinely have no idea how to say it.
Both.
Both Appalachian.
Appalachians.
All right. This teacher has spent 2 weeks in the Appalachian Mountains studying freshwater fish.
This teacher used to coach bowling at their previous school. That's random, but that makes sense for them.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
This is weird. Has watched The Grinch 3 times a year since it came out in 2000.
Last fact. This teacher has had 15 surgeries. You have one guess, EJ.
Oh, he was going.
Oh man, this is tough.
He was going the right way.
He was going the right way. I I saw the look in his eyes. I think he might know.
I think you know.
He might be the first person to ever get this question right.
No pressure.
I don't know.
No pressure.
No
You could
pressure.
be the first.
I'm thinking I'm gonna go with science. I'm going to the science department.
Okay.
Whoa.
You're on the right track. One guess.
Dexter.
No. He had it.
You had it, dude.
Were you gonna say Miss Burns?
I actually wasn't.
The answer is Miss
Oh.
Callie Burns.
No way.
Miss
actually.
Burns.
I'm sorry, Miss Burns, but that's just hard to believe.
Which one was hard to believe?
Which one was hard to believe?
I can't see you in the mountains.
It wasn't the 15 surgeries or that you used to coach
Oh,
bowling
the
or that you
15
hugged a
surgeries.
kangaroo.
I didn't think about the 15 surgery. Should
Yeah,
have thought
man.
about that, but the mountains, I would have never guessed Miss Burns.
That's facts. I would.
As an
never.
outdoor person.
Oh yeah, I love you, Miss Burns, but no, I can't see it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
funny.
No, Miss Burns is great. She works in the Learning Center. She also works as the teacher for
She's a biology teacher.
honors.
Yeah,
Is
so
it honors bio now?
I think she does honors bio and then regular bio.
Yep.
And then she's also the dorm head for South Hutch. So
And she works in the Learning Center.
yeah, love you, Miss Burns.
We love Miss
Yes.
Burns.
She's the best.
Such a integral part of the Macaulay community.
Yeah.
So again, EJ, big thank you for coming on the
Oh,
podcast.
so much, EJ.
Loved it.
Shout out to our social media
Instagram, TikTok, Spotify,
at
Apple
Tornado
Playlist.
Talk Podcast.
Look it up if you haven't already. Although
Um,
you probably have if you're listening to us now.
Probably tons of fun content. That about wraps it up for this episode of Tornado Talk.
Join us next week for more hilarious stories, fun times, and interesting people on Tornado Talk.